Good morning, everybody. Hi, I just woke up, but I found this last night. I clicked over from Drudge Report. As you know, I use that news aggregator a whole lot. And not that I agree with everything that they're posting, but such is the nature of picking through the information highway. Iceland is in the news, and the Washington Post is carrying this. Now, I certainly don't agree with very much that the Washington Post does or says, but this is an exception. There's always exceptions, by the way, and I don't know who this writer is. I don't even get that specific in analyzing things. The writer's name is Griff White, however that's pronounced. Iceland, if you know anything about that country, I don't know, you probably have heard of it. Who hasn't heard of Iceland? Because it's all about ice. Sometimes we love ice, sometimes we don't. If it's in our drink, great. If it's all around you and you're slipping and sliding and your car is going to crash, we don't like ice. But the country itself is one of those that has ice year-round. It's near Greenland. And it's the land of Vikings, as you can see here. Have you been there, though? And that's the practical question. I haven't been there. I've only been there in my dreams, and I study it. I'm fascinated by Iceland, the Icelandic people, how they are isolated in that area between Europe and North America. Obviously, any island is somewhat isolated, but Iceland seems to have a lot of significant things that it does on its own, being so independent. And this article is part of that trend that it keeps, part of its national personality. They're being taken over from within by the Pirate Party, and that's a new political party. So this is amazing because it didn't exist 4 years ago. So I would say they started getting going about 3 years, just over 3 years ago, and they never thought that they would become this successful, but it is a surprise to everybody, even the founders. They're about to take the majority in the Icelandic government. So this is a huge thing. Part 2, we have to redo this. And I don't mind. This is the Pirate Party taking over Iceland's government. There's basically just one article here that I found, but I could take a look across the whole internet and find out what's going on for you. This article is pretty extensive, and here's the writer. Oh, he's London's bureau chief for the Washington Post. Basically, my personal interest in it, and the reason why I'm talking about it on the video, is because I started the One Party, and that might not be a good name for a party. It might just be like the like a slogan or like a phrase, quote unquote, the One Party. So we could call it like Kalamazoo or Timbuktu, or we could call it Abracadabra Party. Just like there's a Republican Party and a Democratic Party, we could call it Abracadabra Party, and it's known as the One Party. So if you look it up, there's a YouTube channel and pretty much no activity for 10 years. Now, there's probably activity about 8 years ago when I was in more community activity of YouTube, the community that is now defunct and nobody cares about it anymore. Yeah, because the core group, a couple hundred people, are now scattered, and a lot of them have given up on YouTube. It was just a phase for them, which is fine. I mean, it's just a phase for me, but a little bit longer of a phase. Now, what we need to branch into is influence on the real physical government of the world, not just a virtual thing that hasn't even really been created. And the one party would like to take the majority of the United States federal government. We could start on a grassroots level and just deal with local offices, county level positions, or state level positions, depending on which state gets really active at first. Say it's going to be Delaware, or say it's going to be California, whatever. I'm just using some state names as examples. We don't know at this point, or I'm just not revealing it at this juncture. But if we were to go and use this Icelandic news to encourage us, then we might get the ball rolling. And also, the party should take note of everything that's going on within the United States right now. It should, see, especially how Trump is an outsider. He's come into the party, and I disagree with some things about Trump, but just look at the things that I agree with. That there has to be a lot of change in the establishment politics. There has to be like a renewal, and a new party would be exactly that, a renewal. We wouldn't go and take over or breathe new life into one of the old parties, which is what Trump is doing with the Republicans, the GOP, Grand Old Party. He's doing that, but you can see there's a lot of division because some people won't want to move forward with that. They're stubborn, or that's an overgeneralization that they're stubborn, but you have to get specific and analyze each one of the points, the platform. What are the principles or values that they are debating? And a lot of it is a personality struggle, especially around Trump. Trump's a very strong personality. You either like it or you don't. And when you don't like it, it means that you feel intimidated. You have an inferiority complex. And that's fine. Just admit it. It's fine. It's fine. A lot of people do the same thing around me. But I don't want that to be a kind of a permanent reaction. Maybe that's an initial reaction, but I think that we can all learn to come to the table and kind of equalize everything. Everybody can be in council together on this type of thing. But we have to realize that there are leaders and there are followers. And maybe the Republican Party didn't want the same leader. There was different factions there going on. So we should look at this thing with the Iceland's movement. It's their pirate party, And if a pirate party can take over Iceland, then our one party can also take over the United States. And there's not that many articles. It's only one page, so it seems like people aren't too aware of it. People aren't too aware. How many videos are there on YouTube? There are no videos yet. Okay, there's one video on YouTube from April. Okay, so we have to thank Washington Post for bringing this to my attention so I can make the video. Iceland Pirates Party. These are some of their front runners, and I want to say right now, for the history of the one party, that we're going to let these people, these new politicians, inspire us. They are going to motivate us. We, in fact, should communicate with them. Wikipedia has an article. It's piratar. That must be an Icelandic term. I don't know much about the Icelandic language. Poll suggests that the party may form the next government. This is August. 21 hours ago on Reddit. We are the Icelandic Pirate Party. Let's go over there to reddit.com. I'm gonna look this up. I don't use Reddit a whole lot, but you can see that we're on here. We have an account, see, over here. And do they have comments? Many say that you score so high in the polls because young people say they will vote you because it seems so many will show up on election day. Asta. So they have someone Asta. But if they only have loaded up, I don't understand this. I don't have Reddit. Couple of them. Okay, so posted that. Now, you're seeing it live how it happens. This is the transparency of the one party. I don't think that everything is going to be totally transparent, but I think it's important to do as much as you can with transparency in politics and with the government, unless there are security issues that have to be. I notice how I did that when I talked about security issues. I showed you some muscle. Alright, Pirate Party. I really love the Pirate Party from what I hear. And you know what? Something that's bizarre, that's got to sound really like ignorant of me. I don't even know what the Pirate Party stands for. So this is just my first day. And I'm going to study their platform. Maybe if I go to Wikipedia, I'm going to find out. I don't know what they stand for. I mean, they might be something that I totally disagree with. But let's just do some objective journalism if we're going to do this interview. Here's the people. I don't see Asta on here. And that was the person on Reddit. The founder is Birgitta. Where's Bjork? Is Bjork a part of them? All I know is Bjork, and her music is great. I mean, but I mean, here's the thing. I'm a political animal, unfortunately, because it's contradictory. I don't really like the government's involvement, but then, like, I want to get... Here's the phrase that I've always said. I don't mind a dictator taking over as long as that dictator is me. And it goes along with saying that the Tears for Fears band made a great song way back in the day. I think it came out in 1983 or 84. And they said, everybody wants to rule the world. So to the extent that that is true, everybody is now signing out. Thanks for watching, everyone.